All right, that was some tournaments.
All right, let's go through some just gaming news.
Gaming. What do you got?
In general. So let's just do this in completely random order. They announced that on late February, I think it's February 19th, that they're going to finally announce which events are going to be part of the Capcom Pro Tour.
Capcom, that's right.
And they already announced the first two premieres, which are Final Round and NCR.
Sure.
So they said for sure those two are going to be in it because I think those are going to be in March and April. But they're going to announce the full lineup finally, I believe, on February 19th.
As an aside, at Evo, a representative from Capcom who does a bunch of stuff there, but including CPT, he came up and asked my opinions on Capcom Pro Tour. Not just me.
Yeah, he talked to me about that a little bit too.
Yeah, you, other commentators / top players, but also just random folks.
Oh, really?
I just saw him hobnobbing it up, which I thought was really, really cool to see.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that there's some level of being able to talk to each other. And I don't know if that's a new idea or if it's just we weren't in Japan ever.
Especially for Capcom Japan.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So I don't know if it's just because we were there or whatnot. But it was very cool.
Yeah. So it's really, really nice to see that. In some, I guess, I don't know if this is bad news because who knows what he's doing after this, but Team Liquid has parted ways with NuckleDu.
Right.
So NuckleDu is now a free agent, but he had a tweet that he said that he had stuff lined up. So he might have a team all ready to go for himself.
He might.
But, they sent out a really touching video for NuckleDu and everything like that. Obviously no bad blood between any of them and everything. So really curious to see what NuckleDu has in store for himself.
Good old Dudang.
So he basically tweeted out, couldn't have asked for a better farewell. I will always cherish the memories. I have big goals this year. Looking to buy my mom and grandma a house.
Dang.
Signing a new deal soon. Nothing but grateful for the career I have. No matter what jersey I wear, thank you for the support.
Very nice.
So there you go.
He's a good one.
Yeah.
Good guy.
So, hopefully things work out for him. So
he did announce on Twitter that he had lunch with Optic Gaming.
Really? What is Optic Gaming again?
Oh, they're a really big esports team.
Oh, really? Okay.
For a million years.
That previously doesn't have a big fighting game presence then, right? Okay. There you go. So they also, we hinted at this, but Capcom announced a new patch coming out for Street Fighter V, which addresses a lot of small things, including nerfing Abigail a little bit. Just mostly his V-Trigger 2.
Yeah.
But he's still going to be pretty strong.
Same dude.
Yeah, still going to be pretty strong. But I was surprised that they had announced that so quickly. I wonder if they're going to try to get that out before the CPT starts instead of after, like last year and such.
That'd be nice.
There wasn't really any other significant changes outside of a few bug fixes and stuff
it was minor stuff.
But Abigail was the biggest gameplay change one. Yeah. So there you go. So they're still fixing things.
They're working on it. It's fine. It's no big deal.
Toryuken, a tournament that takes place in Toronto, has announced that they are returning on May 19th and 20th in Toronto, Ontario, which of course is also now home to Canada Cup.
The main Canada Cup.
Yeah, the main Canada Cup. So Toronto, busy place for fighting games in Canada.
Should be. Millions of people there. A lot of people playing fighting games there. Easy to get to for lots of the U.S.
Yeah, there's going to be Dragon Ball FighterZ, Tekken 7, Arcade Edition, Super Turbo, MVCI, Rev 2, Injustice, Samurai Showdown 5 Special.
Ooh, weird.
King of Fighters 14, Sailor Moon. Look, at Canada Cup...
Mega weird.
There was a bunch of people talking about how Super Nintendo Sailor Moon is like a legit fighting game.
What?
And they were all playing like, James, you need to play this.
Okay, did you play it?
I didn't get a chance to play it, but they were all talking about how it's actually a legit fighting game.
What?
So I guess they're running it over there.
All right, I'm going to emulate this. Yeah, let's see. Now I want to know.
Mark of the Wolves, Windjammers, and MK9. Yeah, dude.
I mean, I'll buy it legally and play it on a proper Super Nintendo.
Of course. Yeah, but everybody was saying it's like super legit and everything. So
didn't know that.
But we mentioned this, that NCR. Some people in the chat are saying it's actually surprisingly good.
No, I didn't know about Sailor Moon. I thought the only one from that era that was legit that wasn't like Street Fighter was TMNT.
Yeah, TMNT, right? But NorCal Regionals is returning to Sacramento. They just announced that. Trying to get some dates. I don't know if the dates were actually on there or not. But my
they definitely were.
Browser died on me again, which always happens as long as XSplit is running. So, apologize to everybody. But yes, NCR has been announced again. See if you can snag it up real quick.
You got it.
But NorCal Regionals will be a premier event on the Capcom Pro Tour.
March 30th to April 1st.
That's right. It's much earlier this year. Much earlier this year. It's usually, because it was always on Easter weekend, right?
Well, I can tell you, I'm still not going to it because it's still on Passover.
Oh, it is? It's the same one?
So
okay. So I guess it isn't that much earlier.
No, the Hebrew calendar actually changes quite a bit because it's lunar.
Really?
So are they just literally tracking when Pesach is? Is that what's going on?
I guess so. Oh,
wow.
Well, I guess
John Choi.
Curly W says it's the same weekend every year.
Is it? I don't know. All I know is I can't ever go to it.
Okay. Well, in any case, that's it right there. So, that's already happened here. CEO, Community Effort Orlando, which now should be CEDC, Community Effort Daytona City. Or DB, Daytona Beach, I'm sorry. CEO, one of the biggest tournaments of the year, always. One of the largest tournaments, like that and Combo Breaker and Evo are like the three big guns kind of. June 29th through July 1st, now a full month ahead of Evo.
Right.
Registration has begun.
Cool.
So you can start registering for it. That's tournament also with a ton of games, AE, MVCI, Dragon Ball, Unist, both Melees, or I should say Melee and Smash Wii U, Third Strike, CVS2, Injustice, Super Turbo, Killer Instinct, Tekken 7, Rev 2, and KOF 14. And undoubtedly a ton of side games being run over there. But one of the major tournaments of the year. First time in Daytona City, so definitely going to be some pretty... It's like, even Saturday is going to have an arena viewing, so I guess if you're not in the venue, the top 8 will also be in a stadium on Saturday and Sunday.
Cool, man.
So it's going to be interesting to see how that's going to work. So, want to talk to you about this.
Oh, okay.
The Japanese pro licenses.
Oh, yeah, this whole thing.
Capcom has announced the first 21 players to receive.
Did they? I missed that.
Which is basically the top 22 players in the CPT of last year. Capcom has given the pro license to 21 of them.
I heard Momochi didn't get one.
Momochi didn't get one, but a lot of people are like, why would they skip Momochi? Momochi has already expressed concern about this.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was offered. Pretty sure he turned it down.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's that he wasn't offered because he opposed it or he didn't want it.
I think it's the latter. I think it's the latter.
I mean, either way, no, it's horrible. It's stupid. It's so stupid. It's just like one of these nonsense regulations.
What is it? Like, I don't even know the exact details of it. Does that mean that they're the only ones that can win money for it or something? Or what does it mean to have this license?
Yeah, I don't think all the info is out yet, but at least not that I've seen. But yeah, it's to be able to win prize money. Mm-hmm. Yeah, to get sponsorship. I mean, stuff is very tightly regulated in Japan. Not in different ways, right? Like they don't have the same alcohol rules or gambling rules that we do, but they do have some significant restrictions on some stuff, and this is one of those things.
Yeah.
So no, I don't have all the details on it because as far as I have seen, that hasn't been out.
Okay.
But it sucks because it makes it so that other people can't enter those tournaments. And so the problem with it, the reason that Momochi spoke out against it was that it is a killer for the grassroots scene. Right? I mean, how can you have a grassroots scene if only certain players can enter a tournament and win money?
Right.
It's like obviously bad for that. And in Japan as well as in here and everywhere else, fighting games are grassroots, right? That's where it came from everywhere. So for them, it sucks too. And how are you going to get a situation like John Takeuchi got second place at Evo Japan 2 years ago? Nobody knew who he was, right? Now he's one of the best players in the world. How does that transition even occur?
Right.
So it's just like the ossification of esports in a way that I think is really bad for it. I think it's bad for Japan's esports scene, video game playing scene, and it's bad for the players. Right. I think it just sucks all around. But I do think that it's like one of those things where somebody wants to get involved in regulating it as a way to get themselves in it. I don't really think it has much to do with anything being for the players or for the scene or for esports or anything. It's like people who have vested interests in games and can create an interest for themselves in esports and games.
It's basically being set up so the Yakuza can take over.
Yeah, something like that. It's stupid regulation. Believe me, I'm down with regulation in a lot of ways. I'm not anti-regulation in general, but some of them are stupid.
Limiting regulation.
I don't want rent. I don't want rent seeking, which is what this is.
I haven't been following the story very closely, so this is not something that I can really comment too much on the actual details of, but oh my god, it's Andre, a player known in the Marvel community who has had some shady histories in the past with dealing with money and all sorts of other, like, I was being told all these crazy stories about how, like, he would scalp tickets that were fake to, like, people. Like, he's just in every community he's been in, he's had, like, some problems, but, like, recently, apparently, he now has had sexual assault added to this whole entire list of what's the word that I'm thinking of? Like, allegations and such. And so, as a result, TOs one by one have been coming out and banning him from events. So many tournaments have already come out to do that. Anything involved with the KIT crew has banned him. I believe Big E has banned him from
Combo
all
Breaker
of the events. Combo Breaker, CEO. Yeah. All these things have happened here. Again, I don't know the details of it, but if I heard like he kind of went on stream and talked about it and almost kind of incriminated himself or something like that. If these situations are true, I'm glad that this is happening.
Definitely.
This is a good result. We need to take care. We need to make sure that the FGC is a safe environment for everybody who shows up to the event. So this is a good start that maybe we can start turning a new leaf in the FGC.
Yeah, and it's I mean, I never knew Andre very well, but I've seen him at tournaments for probably like 7 years, right? Just like traveling around 6 or 7 years for sure. And it's just sad to see somebody who I knew tangentially do the things that he's been alleged to have done.
Right.
That sucks. Again, I don't know his situation or him personally very well, but disappointing and definitely should be banned. Assuming that stuff's real. And I guess there have been
enough
sort of. I don't know about rumors. That may not be strong enough, but it seems like he has said that some of it's accurate or has at least implied it.
Yeah, again, honestly, I was in Japan when all this was going down, so I just wasn't able to keep up with the story very well. But from what I've tangentially ran into, definitely sounds like there's more than enough reason to, to apply these bans. So there you go.
There are definitely some screenshots. I did see some of that stuff, for sure. It's it's sad, but that is to say, it's sad that he would end up doing that stuff. Not sad to ban him. Banning is the right call.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And again, I know there's got to be a lot more victims than the ones that are coming out. And I know that recently...
not by him necessarily.
No, not by him, but just in general.
Sure,
but like just recently with the whole Harvey Weinstein, like all these things, like the winds are changing.
Sure.
And, it's not other people's responsibility to... like, oh, well, this happened, like, it's really onto the victims, in my opinion. You want to respect them, and if they want to bring it up, I think that's the right thing for them.
Sure. No, I can't disagree with that. However, it's also on the rest of us to act if we see it.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. So it's on you. It's on me too, but also you.
Make sure...
I'm talking to you, person.
if anything happens and you're around and you see some warning signs or anything like that, obviously you're not going to be there, or whatever like that. But if you definitely see some warning signs, if you do see, for example, alcohol being involved, make sure that you take care of people and such,
I hear ya.
So there you go.
Man, apparently, so they have already invited, going back to the Japanese pro players, they've announced a special invitation with an $18,000 first place prize that, guess what, Momochi is not going to.
Oh, really? Is he just not allowed to enter now?
Well, beyond a certain prize amount, which was like not very high. I think it was like a few $100 or $1,000 or something like that. In like an esports context, that's not that high anymore.
Right.
Then you have to have this license to enter. It's bad.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Shitty situation. Coming up on the weekend of February 10th through 11th is the return of a long-standing NorCal Tekken tournament.
That's right.
Northern California Strong Style, an event that Bronson Tran has always been heavily involved in, is returning, and a lot of strong players are showing up to there. They just released a trailer for there. They're also going to be potentially events for maybe Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection and maybe Tekken Ball. But registration is opened up, so you definitely want to check that out. Again, a lot of strong players are going to be showing up there. There's going to be some high-quality U.S. Tekken, and Tekken 7 is as big as it's ever been.
100%.
So definitely tune in for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I wish I could go, but I'm not going to be able to make that.
That's this weekend, right?
So, but that's this coming... Oh, yeah, that is this weekend. Yeah. Is it? Yeah, you're right.
Sure is.
Dang.
Yep.
Okay. That's crazy. Oh, man. I'm an old man. Okay, anyways, it's coming up this weekend, so definitely check that out. It will be streamed on Team Spooky, I believe it's going to be streamed on.
That's what it says.
So there you go.
Okay.
Brian F. was signed to Team UIU.
Uyu.
I don't know much about UIU. I don't know. Are they a Japanese organization? Or,
Negative.
Or what are they?
Pretty international.
Okay.
Based in the U.S. Yeah.
Okay.
That's accurate to say.
It just sounds like it's a Japanese name for some strange reason. UIU.
No, I don't think it is.
Okay.
But yeah, they have a bunch of players now. It's very very cool to see.
Yeah. They grabbed him. They have a couple of other fighting game players as well. They have Princess Ling, Fergus, and John Ding. Beautiful Dude, NL, and Kami are all on that team as well. So that's awesome. Good job to Brian F. That guy, such a strong player. And you saw Frosty Faustings getting top 8 despite having his so nerfed Balrog. Brian F. is one of the first players to say that he's not that badly nerfed, right? So shout outs to Brian F. Still proving people, that Balrog is still a very formidable character.
Yeah, man.
So there you go.
Okay.
Dissidia came out. Dissidia came out. I have not had a chance to pick that up yet.
Yeah.
But I definitely will grab that. And a lot of potential for this game, in my opinion, because I think it would be cool just to have this at FGC events because of the team aspect of it. It's going to be harder to find teams and stuff like that. That's always going to be a concern.
Sure.
But I like that. I like the team aspect of it. We don't have a lot of team tournaments outside of Smash Brothers, 2v2s.
Yeah.
But, in a game like this, which is designed for it, and, talking to guys like Kizzy K and Beautiful Dude who are at the Dissidia event, the way they talk about the game, they're very passionate about it. They say so much about, the depth of it and everything like that.
Cool.
So, hopefully there'll be some life for this game. But
Check it out.
We'll see.
Folks are asking, what do these esports teams do? Well, several things typically. One is that they will, at a minimum, send players around to events. So it's kind of like the baseline level. Most of them also will give equipment and that kind of thing.
Right.
And most of them will give lodging, just travel expenses more or less. Some of them will do more than that, especially at fancier levels. Some pay salaries. Some pay significant salaries. Some are in the 6-figure salaries.
Right.
Even for fighting game players now. Although for other esports, a lot more. And then some will help you build your sort of Twitch stream followership.
Dude, I saw one person
Twitter following
that wasn't in fighting games, but they were saying like that an esports organization was also setting them up with like health benefits and stuff like that.
That is becoming pretty common among larger esports organizations.
Awesome.
For many of the big ones, players are required by the leagues to have that. Some aren't in leagues, but they're still doing that anyway, which is super cool.
But it's basically all in return for exposure, right? So basically, the teams that keep doing well, that have players placing well, you hear about them, and then they get the sponsors. That's why they always wear those jerseys, because you'll see like the Intel logo on them or whatever like that. The HyperX logo on them. The EG jackets were always beautiful because they had the little Velcro patches.
Right,
you can change out the sponsor. But like, that's basically what a lot of those teams are doing, right? They're doing it for kind of that exposure so they can get team sponsorships and such like that. So.
Yeah, think of the teams as being like the middlemen between Intel and Doritos and the player.
Right.
So like money will come from Intel into the team, and then the team will do other things I mentioned, some team houses in some cases, right? Coaches, various people to help out with, and then that will benefit the player. The player, like you said, is advertising for them, but it's also in a growing way. It's merchandise, right? Selling jerseys is growing. It's not super gigantic, but is growing. So, yeah, I mean, expect that stuff to keep growing.
Okay. At Evo Japan, they also announced, this is interesting, they announced Red Bull Kumite. They announced the Red Bull Kumite, which is the event in France that we've been going to for the past couple of years. Last year we went to that and couldn't make it to Combo Breaker. We don't have to worry about that this year because they announced that it's going to be in November.
Right.
They've pushed it all the way to November. It's going to be on November 11th.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder why such a drastic change on the time.
Wow, it'll be the 100th year centenary of the armistice of World War I.
Really?
Yeah, it will be.
Dang.
In France. Dang.
Okay. But there
in
will
the country where it happened.
There will be a last chance qualifier on November 10th, 2018. So, it's moved all the way to November. Be taking place all the way out then. And I'm looking forward to that again. So, I mean, I don't know if we're going to be going back to France, but it will definitely be a lot easier going out there when not knowing that I'm missing out on some Vampire Savior and Super Turbo action at Combo Breaker.
For sure, dude.
Man, that was still one of the hardest things, dude. I'm so sad that I didn't make it to Combo Breaker last year.
I hear you.
Okay. Yep, Kumite all the way in November. Yep, Curly, so no Combo Breaker conflicts this time. And then exciting news, I don't remember if we talked about this, probably not, but Guilty Gear XRD-Rev2, they announced a new patch is coming out for the game. And in fact, it's even been location tested. And it was being location tested while I was in Japan.
That's
and
right.
Me and Steve were like, should we go? Should we go?
Yeah.
Should we go? And I never had a chance to do that. But, people have written documents on some of the changes that they've, read about and seen and everything like that. But yeah, sure enough, they're actually making another balance patch for the game. So
are you happy about that?
Well, here's the thing. It's interesting because from what I've heard, basically a tale of Guilty Gear, which is Rev 1 was out. And some characters were really good, and some were good. And then Rev 2 came out, and like some of the good characters got kind of better.
Yeah.
And some bad characters didn't get buffed enough, and so a lot of people were actually unhappy with Rev 2.
Okay.
And they preferred Rev 1. But then, as they kept playing it, they're like, you know what? It's not bad. It's actually really good, and people started to really like it. And Rev 2 really started getting to that point where people were like, no, actually, that's in a good place.
Okay.
So regardless of which side you're on, I think they're all pretty happy that a patch is coming out because it means that Dragon Ball FighterZ hasn't taken all of Arxis' time and they're done.
It's true.
Which means now, hey, they're still supporting the game and everything like that. And so I think that's exciting for a lot of the Guilty Gear players. And that's how I'm looking at it. That they're still working on the game and everything like that. And, I keep hoping that with Dragon Ball FighterZ being such a dominant force right now that it might gravitate players towards Guilty Gear, like have that kind of flow into the Guilty Gear.
Sure.
So, I'm hoping like 2018 is like this great Guilty Gear year.
That makes sense to me. I hope that does happen.
It was a great start. Frosty Faustings was super awesome.
Yeah.
The U.S. players are obviously doing better now. I mean, obviously, if we go to Evo Japan, we're not going to win a lot of events there because there's so many good players. But to have someone like Teresa come out to Frosty Faustings and not just like wipe everyone down and then get first place, didn't even make top 8, I think it's a good sign. So
sure.
I'm hoping for big things in Guilty Gear in 2018.
I hope so too. Sure.
Yeah. That's all I have for news.
All right.
Was there anything else that
Wednesday
you think of?
is going to be the stream that shows off the Team
Teenage
Mutant Ninja Turtles for Injustice. I believe that will be at 3 p.m. Central Time. That is to say 1 p.m. Pacific time.
So we'll finally find out if the Turtles play as a team or
Right.
what the heck. But there was that one screenshot of, I think it was one of the Turtles coming down with a skateboard. Looks like they're going to smash Black Manta on
Right.
the head. But the other Turtle is on the screen at the same time.
Right.
I feel like they're going to be one character.
That seems like it's probably a throw because Black Manta is standing there with kind of like the dumb, like, oh, kind of expression on his face that characters in that game have when they're being thrown.
Oh, really? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Because he literally looked like he was just standing
He's
straight
just standing
going-
there.
Like, it really like he was just like, oh, shit.
Yeah, yeah. That's how a lot of throws are.
Okay.
So that may be a throw. So does that show that they fight together? I don't know if that shows enough because it's just a throw.
Right,
like the throw could be anything.
Dude, what if throws switched the
Right.
Turtles?
That's some people are
right. Yeah.
thinking that. There was a leak of the voice lines.
Oh.
The voice lines got leaked. And the different turtles have different intros. And they talk to each other. I don't know what that means, though. Do you start with Leo? Or can you start with Dawn, but like you still nevertheless switch into the other turtles?
It's got to be their trait.
Or do they all fight exactly the same, but it's Leo and Dawn are different characters,
right.
like how like Power Girl and Supergirl are different characters,
right, yeah.
but they're the same gameplay.
But the weapons are so different. Like, you can't make someone with a sai fight the same way as someone with a katana.
I hear you.
And a bow staff and nunchucks. Like,
I hear you.
It just can't happen.
Doesn't make sense to me, but we'll see.
Oh, interesting.
I am hoping for a mechanic that lets you switch the turtles.
See, I feel like
I would think that's the trait.
I feel like that would be the trait. Yeah,
think so,
exactly,
too.
right? So, like, while the turtles are out, back, forward, and down will like switch between the other 3 turtles.
Makes
or
sense
something
to
like
me.
that, you know. And even in the original trailer, they're like, we fight together as a team, you know, kind of thing. So.
But again, they could fight together as a team always, but just like one special move calls out X turtle,
Right.
another one calls out
So,
Y
like,
turtle.
you're always Raphael, and the other turtles are just special moves, right?
Right, but maybe it's that you can pick which turtle you're actually using, but they're all like the same move sets, and then they're like different special attacks are with different turtles. Again, who knows?
Right, yeah.
But in those leaked voice lines, you know who has the most voice lines?
Who's that?
Raphael.
Oh.
That's random, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's real out of the blue. But it could be that
But
not...
how much more significantly more? Is it like 100 versus 50, 50, 50?
No,
or is
it's
it
not.
like,
It's not wildly
is it
more.
like 36 versus like...
It's like a little more. I don't know. I don't know the numbers, but
Right.
it's a little more.
Okay.
But who knows if all the voice lines were leaked? What if there's 1,000 Leo lines and like only the ones of Raph that we have? You know, who
Right.
knows? Anyway, we'll see. We'll find out in a couple of days.
Yeah, very soon. Very, very, very
Yeah.
soon. So, there you go.
Raph the best? Come on.
Raph
babies.
is like so not the best.
No, he's a baby character.
Raph is an edgelord, dude.
Yeah.
He is such an
Yeah, when you're
edgelord.
still a kid.
Yeah. Yeah. See, Sharon Raw has the right answer.
Leo's not even in this game.
Leo,
White Fang.
Leo, come on, Leonardo. Dude.
Oh, Leo from Tekken? Well, that's all right. Pretty cool, I guess.
No, MK Leo.
MK Leo.
MK
Pretty good
Leo,
player.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the stream is on Wednesday.
All right. Any other news that you feel like we have forgot to talk about?
I can't immediately remember anything, but if anybody knows anything that we've forgotten, please let us know.